Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just coming to XRP once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. So one of the CoinsKid crew, Janko here, he brought this to my attention. You nailed this prediction like a boss 9 months ago. So I'll show you this video and this forecast that I was looking at for XRP. Let's take a look at this particular segment of this video right now that I made 9 months ago for XRP. So if we take a look at this massive support level just there where we are, I'm just going to use the body candles like that, just for XRP. Drop that little line out just there. So right now you can clearly see in this big bear market here for XRP, I've gone through this with you before, okay, just there, you know, there is a possibility that this, all this here, what we've gone through just there, is basically the same as this. Okay, so I've gone through this with you before. You know, if we start to look at this, we've got this big bear market and support, high, low, lower high, sorry, coiled up, and then we lost it, turned it to resistance, come back down, made another low, turned it into resistance, and then eventually broke it. When we broke this leg of previous support just there, which was turned into resistance multiple times, once we broke that particular level just there, we took off into space. Okay, so there was a bit of a pattern that emerged just there as well, some kind of inverse head and shoulders. Let me show you for XRP. Where's the inverse head and shoulders? So just there, you've got your left shoulder, you know, you've got your head like that, and then you've got your right shoulder, come back down, and when you broke it, boom, you came up and met the technical target. Let's take a look at that. So from there, all the way to the head, you can clearly see that once XRP broke the neckline just there, where is it? Boom, you came up and met the technical target. That was a fantastic trade, you know, for a pattern. So what we're looking for is, you know, some kind of reversal pattern down this. Like I said to you many, many times, if we can start to now say, okay, well, this leg here is the same as this leg effectively. We take a look, let me show you. So you've got this sort of level here. Right now, we're sort of in this box like we were here, where we've got this high, came down, made this support, lower high, coiled up, boom, dropped, and then turned this previous support into resistance multiple times. This is the pattern that we're looking for over a long period of time. You know, if we can sort of consolidate here, break this resistance, that will start to get the game away. And if we start to come up and turn this into resistance again and make a higher low, and we look for some kind of, you know, reversal pattern down here like this, we've got a massive monster reversal pattern like this over a long period of time. You know, you're creating a reversal pattern. That was a beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. Look at that met the technical target on the first impulse. So, you know, you could say, okay, well, you know, if we're creating a W double bottom pattern down here, all we've got to do is look at the breaks. So from there to the wick to the neckline. So if we do start to see XRP coming up and taking out, for example, let's have a look at this resistance in time. You know, the bullish scenario that we do take out this resistance, looking at that, 056167, just like this, into resistance, and then broke it, God candle through, then I think that, you know, you're going to run into resistance of a potential bullish reversal pattern at around about $1.07. So, but we've got to see this pattern form, okay? We've got to see this sort of breakout, come to resistance. Everyone thinks you're going to break that, but I very much doubt it. Come back like that, you know, and then on the third attempt, just like here, we've got this resistance, and then boom, we broke it, okay? Once we break that, I think you're going to run into resistance right there, and then you're going to come back, just like this came back, okay, for support on the neckline. And I think that will happen. You come back to the neckline, like I said to you, that's your entry point for the confirmation of a break. So that's been an amazing time for the CoinsKid crew, you know, long may it continue right there. And I think that, you know, over time, like I said to you, what happens is, as price matures, certain patterns emerge. So you've got to be patient sometimes, you know, you can sort of think that you're going to do this or do that, but it just takes time. Like I've always said to you, patience is key with XRP, because I think, you know, clearly at the moment, unless we start to break down from this point, I'm going to show the invalidation points right now. I think that what we've got from left to right is a compression pattern. From the bull market top just there, we've come down in that huge crash, 97%. Then we've had that big thrust up, and then we've had this 85% correction. Then we're having another thrust up potentially again to a lower high, and then we'll come back in another correction, and we're just getting compressed. Okay, so I'm looking at it as a potential scenario right now that we are, you know, coming up with stairs. We're breaking out key resistances right now. We're doing exactly what we did here in this zone. Do you see this zone? We're doing exactly what we did there as what we did here. You know, we're sort of getting our ass back above the 20 right now. So we're sort of in this candle where we've come up, we're closing above, we're consolidating a range. So if over the next few weeks here we don't lose a 20, pretty much like we never did there, we sort of wick below it, grab some liquidity, but we don't lose a 20, and it creeps us up, we're going to attack that high like we did there and break out. So it should, in theory, if we hold the 20 coming up right now, that in my theory, you know, in my opinion, is your bull market support from this point. It's the same for, you know, Bitcoin as well. If we start to roll over, start to close below this key level support, which is, you know, found support and creeping our ass up, if we lose lose that right now, you're no longer doing what you did here in this particular scenario. But so far, it is. So respecting the data in the charts, what I'm looking at is consolidation here in a range, breaking out its key resistance, breaking out the ascending triangle, the throwback back into the ascending triangle. So I'm looking to consolidate in a range and just start to attack that high by holding that thick yellow line, the 20-week EMA. Because this, I remember way back here when we came up like this, we had this huge spike, okay, and I was calling for the buyback on a 20-week EMA into the 197. I made a video, a very quick update for the CoinsKid crew right there. I pulled back into the 20. It was around about here, and then look at that. I was looking at 197. It was a monumental move of around about 405%. It was a huge trade for the CoinsKid crew. At that point in the videos, go back to that time, for the CoinsKid crew right there in the videos of the channel, I did say a monster ABC back down to this neckline. No one believed me. I said put some bids on the 55. At that point, start to come back up and take out the high. Now, what I didn't see, like I've said to you, over time as price matures, you start to see different patterns. What I didn't envision is this being the start of an A, a B, and a C wave correction. I didn't envision that. I thought we'd had an impulsive thrust, a big ABC coming back down to the neckline, and then this was a third wave, a big monster wave, because of the blow off top in every cycle that we have for Bitcoin, accompanied with this setup that I'm looking at for XRP. So I got that completely wrong. Okay, so again, I let the emotion get the better of me. Data, not emotion. This is something I'm relaying to you right now, that if we do what we've done here, where we break up right now and we run into this red line and we start to come back down in a big crash and we lose a 20 like we did there, you've got a macro correction on your hands. And at that point, it'll start to project to the downside, potentially this green line. Now, at the moment, this is your bull market support for me. If we from this point, we lose a 20-week EMA, which currently sits at roughly 0.5306, right? That's your bull market support for me. It doesn't mean we can't wick down below it in the week, okay? But as long as we don't start to see multiple closes on the weekly time frame below that, that's going to creep you up, okay? That's going to creep you up like it did here on this break. It's all strikingly similar, isn't it? And this is why I've been able to ride waves like an absolute boss all year, because there's similarities between this low, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. This low, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, okay? And we've been riding this like an absolute boss. The pull back into the neckline in the ascending triangle, the pull back, the 35-day ABC correction back into the neckline in the ascending triangle, the throwback, consolidation of a W double bottom pattern, breakout in the candle above a 20, the consolidation of a W double bottom pattern, the breakout above a 20. And so right now we could effectively where we were right there. So again, at that point, if we start to break down below the 20 and close below it, you're no longer looking impulsive or bullish or holding a key level support, which is a 20-week EMA, which is going to creep you up. So right now, from this point, if we do start to roll, we sweep this ascending level support, break down here and then lose a green trend line, I'm out. It really is simple. So I'll relay that to you if it happens, basically. But so far, I remain cautiously bullish on XRP because of the data and the signals that it's given me, okay? And equally with crypto, we're seeing some beautiful signals across the board. But remember, from this point, you have one close below the weekly 20 EMA. That's your macro correction coming in right there, okay? So please remember that right into your notebook. So, I don't want to get too bullish just yet, but one thing that will get me really, really bullish if in time we break this red line. So we could do it on this point of contact, but what I'm looking at right now is a perfect setup that what we've got is an ABCDE wave correction, some kind of 5-wave correction, okay, in this sense that what we've got here, let me show you, and I've gone through this many times with you before. We've got the A, we've got the B, we've got the C. This is right now the D coming up into roughly the 131 area, and then we have another pullback, and then boom, we've gone. We've got the big pullback and compression right towards the apex. At that point, we've gone basically, and we should, in theory, break to the upside because, it's been a consolidation pattern and an uptrend basically over a long period of time. So it's a potential scenario. The invalidation of such in the short term is beginning to roll and lose a 20. You will no longer be at this situation where we were there, okay? So you can clearly see off this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we had the throwback, the 35-day ABC, back into the neckline. We've come up in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the throwback back into the neckline. We're called up, breaking out. We're called up, breaking out. So, this is why I've remained bullish on XRP. Off this ascending level support, like I said to you, keep moving your stops up. This is why I've been making a lot of money against the herd, against the crowd. Same reason we're making a lot of money back there, and at this point when we broke up, consolidating a range, I did make videos to the CoinsKid crew right there, buy back on the 20, broke out to 197. At that point, take some profit, look for the ABC, back down to the neckline, but I got the next bit wrong, and I really do apologise. So there's all the chance that I get this bit wrong. So this is why, I'll show you the support of such. So going forward, if it starts to break out, fantastic. Once that resistance comes back, lose a 20, I'll be buying back on this green trend line. Really simple, okay? So why am I looking at that red line, and why am I looking at 131? So basically what we did off this low, and we've been nailing these moves so far, so I'm just respecting what it's done so far, okay? I'm respecting that this leg here is identical to this leg here. here. So the reason I'm looking at the 131, sorry, is from this low here, we actually retraced all the way up to the 786. Look at that, tapped out and before the big ABC. So if in theory we're looking at the same scenario, we're getting compressed over time, we're doing exactly what we've done before, then in theory we should just be looking at the 786 right now. We should be looking at 131 coming up to 786, tapping that and starting to consolidate and come back to the green line. If we've got some kind of similar situation where we've had that big sort of A, the B, the C, and then in this wave here as well, you've got this big A, the B, the C. We should be looking at some kind of break, a wick up to that 786 before another ABC, something like this, A, B, C. Just like we've got here, we've got this big A, the B, the C. Job done. And in here as well, we've got the big ABC as well. So basically, just monster ABC corrections in the waves, basically, in a big macro move, which is basically a 5-wave corrective pattern. So you got your big A, you got your big B, you got your big C, you got your big D, which we're currently in as a potential scenario. I'll show you invalidation of such at the moment, and then boom, your final corrective wave down, and you've got compressed from left to right, looking for compression leading to expansion. Now the invalidation of such, obviously, at this point, is losing this low from which you've come. That's ultra bearish, and obviously the precursor to that is starting to roll here, losing this channel of support. You're no longer doing what you did there. You're not looking to a run to the red line. That's absolutely possible. So if it happens, I'll alert you as best I can. But there's another scenario that exists in the sense that what we've got is an impulsive move. This has been a corrective move, and right now it's actually a wave 3. So what you've gone through here is a 1 just there. So this is potentially some kind of big impulsive break that XRP is going to go through. So this is a 1. This is a 2, and right now it's a monster 3 that's coming up, and it should in theory break this red line on the 3rd point contact. Now if that happens, amazing. I don't necessarily envision it at the moment because the setup I'm looking at Bitcoin, but I could be completely wrong, obviously. But if it does happen, amazing. But I am looking for 131 over the next few weeks here for XRP, providing from this point it holds the 20-week EMA. I wish everyone the most luck. Remember, your bull market support is the 20-week EMA at 05306. Close below that on the weekly. I think you're sort of invalidating potential impulsive move to this red line, at least 131 in the short term. Take care, everyone. Back to another update in XRP. Bye bye.